Hello ladies and gentlemen, Legacy here, coming back to the channel just to have some open discussion about the sort of state of the No Man's Sky community as it is. So woke up this morning to news that the No Man's Sky subreddit had been shut down by the owner or the creator of that subreddit and the head mod for that particular community. And I had some thoughts on not only that, but I also had some thoughts on just sort of the community as a whole and kind of our actions in general, right? Our actions as a people. Now, I look back to even before the game launched, and there was already this huge rift for folks supporting the game and then folks that were detractors, or there was always these really wildly confused people about the game. And really, you look back on that now with 2020 vision and it all makes sense on why a lot of folks were confused. And I really want to think now that a lot of those folks were confused not because they couldn't necessarily grasp what the game was, but because of the inherent cynicism that the games industry has given us. We've been burned before. We've been burned by publishers. We've been burned by Molyneux. I myself kind of try to keep the industry and publishers and my favorite franchises at arm's length because some of those franchises have really gone tits up on me when it comes to, I don't know, I guess my selfish need to be catered by that franchise or that publisher. And when No Man's Sky happened, I had hoped for something fresh, a developer that wasn't beholden by a publisher, that wasn't beholden to the AAA gaming grind and the bar, whether low or high, set by the industry that we understand now. And you look at what our industry is right now, and we're getting a new Call of Duty every year, probably soon to be two, because a lot of us gullible folks are buying Infinite Warfare to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, only to know that Activision is going to be releasing its standalone anyway, probably in the first quarter of the year. There's usually an Assassin's Creed game. There's a game by DICE or a DICE affiliate, whether we're looking at Battlefield or Battlefront, or folks, we're doing this every year. Me, I look at myself as a community member now, and maybe that's why I grabbed onto No Man's Sky so much. A tiny team dared to do something different. They dared to be sort of the anti-developer, the anti-publisher, the anti-AAA game. And really, at the end of the day, once it was all said and done, it ended up being those things anyway. And it ended up being less than those things, to be honest, right? We all have that one Call of Duty we don't like or really can't stand. We all have that one game that blew up and sold billions of dollars worth of copies, and we just look at it with disgust and we say, how the fuck did this even happen? You can't help but be that person, right? And we all have that. We all have that one thing that really irks us about this industry that maybe we feel that we don't have to explain to somebody else, right? So now No Man's Sky released, and you know what? I don't think we're even that pissed off about the missing features. At least for me, I'm not pissed off because the game released in a broken state that has now, in my opinion, been fixed. Functionally, I might add. I caught a lot of heat in my previous, or one of my previous videos, where I said I proclaimed personally that the PS4 version of No Man's Sky has been largely fixed performance-wise. I think that's important to say. And a lot of people grilled me because I didn't attack Hello Games specifically in that video about the missing features and the price of the game, because to me, those things can be separate. I think those can be separate issues. When I reviewed the game as it launched, preconceived notions aside, so I made the decision to rate the game as it was in my hand. And of course, at the time when I'm writing my review and recording it, the news is slowly trickling out that there's missing things. I didn't partake in the ending, the center, so I didn't know about those things either. Hell, I don't think anybody had discovered the center of the universe yet, or the galaxy, sorry. But I look at the decision that Reddit mod made to close that subreddit. And I've got mixed feelings. I've been frequenting that subreddit since day one. I have been there since day one. I have posted some of my own videos to this subreddit. Hell, a lot of my videos that I have made for this channel, I have posted to Reddit shortly after I have uploaded it, just because maybe some folks enjoy watching videos more than they do like reading a wall of text for my opinion of something. My very first video that I made for this channel, the Cosmic Confusion video, got posted numerous times and only once by myself, because back then people thought that it was a good discussion to have. No Man's Sky and its subreddit used to be the most positive discussion around this game that I could go to outside of places like Twitter. And of course, NeoGaf is still watching this thing burn from afar and laughing, and that's just the kind of site they are. At least the subreddit was a place that I could go that had a good positive discussion, and every now and again there is still something positive happening, like somebody found a really cool thing or there's something meme worthy happening over there. But largely that subreddit has turned into just what a garbage disposal would look like if you ran a bunch of shit in it and then never cleaned it. And I can't help but think that maybe that was there was a justifiable reason for him wanting to close it down, burn it down. I am so sorry I created this thing. But then the other part of me says, ultimately, you are being a pussy and you are running away from the discussion. You are running away from your responsibility to be a moderator for this place, to generate rules and guidelines to clean that place up. You no longer want responsibility. And if you no longer want responsibility, just give up the keys to somebody else and escape away to whatever place you want to climb to, right? That place is filled up with hate, criticism, and problematic discussion. But it's not all bad. I can't even post something positive on that subreddit, whether it be one of my own videos or even just a simple discussion, without it getting downvoted to the pits of the actual board, because people are so damn negative around there right now. And you know what? I get it. I understand why they are, but let's for a moment differentiate from the people that are just there to just watch it all burn down for the sake, who never had a goddamn interest in this game whatsoever, that are just there to just watch this whole thing as it unwinds, which admittedly is a bit of a fascination in itself. But then all of that creates noise around the people that are trying to constructively deliver their criticisms or positive feedback for the game, and people that want to actually go there, and people who enjoy the game. And I'm going to really say this, and I'm going to be blunt. If you don't like that there are people that enjoy this game and you want to make sure that they know about that, get over yourself, right? I mean, really, certainly you can be a little more mature than that. And I think that's what's tasteless. And I think that's the kind of behavior that needs to be dealt with, right? The people that are just there dragging the comments down, destroying the discussion, whether it's positive or constructive. Because here's what I look at. When I think about it, ultimately, it has to come down to this. Hello Games are frequenting, hopefully still, that subreddit as one of their main avenues for their feedback and getting a pulse on what's going on for their game, regardless of how they're handling this whole shenanigan-laced bull crap way of handling this whole controversy. They're still there as a presence, right? They still have a finger on the issue. They still have an idea of what needs to be happening with this game, and they're still working on it. And I think that's great, even though I am frustrated as hell that they won't talk to us, that they won't talk to anybody, which is fucking baffling, right? Makes no sense to me why they don't want to communicate. And I've been hit with the excuse on my YouTube channel and my discussions, well, if they just come out and talk, they're going to get shit on anyway. Okay, you did this, right? If you're responsible for this, you accept the consequences of it. It's not fair for you to sit back, count the millions of money and you did the millions of dollars that you just made, while not keeping an open commentary with the fans, the people, the loyal people that backed you up, right, that were there since day one, gave you a full $60 for a largely incomplete game riddled with bugs and performance issues. You don't get to do that, right? Awkward social interactions and wanting to stay away from that. All of that aside, you got to own this, man. You got to really grab this and just say something. And I'm again holding it with a grain of salt that I'm keeping low expectations that Sean's going to be showing up to Jeff Keighley's show sometime this month, but I guess it'd be great. It'd be nice if they did that, so that maybe this can all stop. It can maybe hopefully die down with some kind of path forward on what this future of this game is supposed to look like. I read a comment in one of my videos that I just said that one of my posters said that this game is fundamentally flawed and cannot be repaired. I disagree. I think even knowing what we have right now, this game is fundamentally set, if anything. So the complete opposite to support in the future. Minecraft, when it launched in around 2010, it launched in a terrible, basic, ugly alpha state, right? There was almost no substance other than maybe building things. Now Minecraft is the biggest selling game on the planet. That came with years of hard work, dedication, and support. But the difference is, and No Man's Sky is being pitched that way. The difference is they communicated that up front with full expectations. But with this community, if you can't constructively discuss something, right? If you can't just be a part of the discussion, whether it's positive or constructive being the operative word, why are you wasting your time here, right? Why are you trolling the No Man's Sky tag on YouTube? Why are you trolling NeoGAF? Why are you trolling Reddit? That's a thing for you to do, sure, but why? What are you getting out of it other than the lulls, right? It's not helping anything. So that's my take on the No Man's Sky community as it is right now, right? I just wish it would clean up a little bit. I know the game has its issues. There's so much controversy swelling around this thing right now. And Sean Murray ain't doing this justice at all, right? He's not helping with his silence, but I know that silence is going to break soon. It has to, right? If he hopes to have any kind of future for this game and his studio and his fans, he needs to say something or all of that goes away. None of that will be reliable again. Folks, if you thought this was informative and if you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. And I like a good open discussion when it ain't filled with toxic jerks, but otherwise, see you next time.